Welcome to Tamer Bowling Video Ball Reviews. For all your bowling needs, check out our partner, PerfectAimBowling.com. Today we are testing the new Roto Grip Show Off. Tester 1 is yours truly, a medium speed lefty tweener. Tester 2 is a high speed cranker. Tester 3 is a high rev power player. We are testing on a 40-foot medium house shot. First impressions of the Roto Grip Show Off. Sitting on the rack, the Show Off looked like it was going to be strong. It is strong. Really? It's that cheap? Show Off got a 9 out of 10 for overall score. Our comments for the Show Off and the No Rules Exist are fairly similar in terms of usability on house shot, except there's one big difference, and that is a subtle but important one, which is basically the symmetric versus asymmetric core. With a symmetric core that has a slightly higher RG plus a stronger cover on the Show Off, you basically get a very similar shape but less set or flip than you get with the Exist, and that essentially means that misses out have a much better chance of recovery because the Show Off core retains more motion. For me, the lefty tweener, it took one ball with my normal release to see this ball's too much for me on the house shot, so I switched to my suitcase release, which basically cuts a couple of revs out and brings the speed up in relation to the rev rate. Then I couldn't stop striking. It allowed the ball to just get enough length and had a strong torquey move towards the pins. It's very consistent and readable reaction down lane. The ball went off the deck between the 8 and 9 almost every ball. Excellent drive. The Show Off sits in between the Exist and Daredevil Trick in terms of ball reaction, shape, and strength. No Rules Exist would be your aggressive top line ball with strong asim motion. If that sets just a bit too much and leaves flat corners, the Show Off would then give you the same shape but more continuous motion to carry the corners. If the Show Off is too much ball, then you go with the Daredevil Trick, which is smoother off the spot down lane with less board coverage at the end of the pattern. And that's not a progression over the course of the night, but it's a very good progression in terms of the lineup to give you options. The Show Off, in my mind, is a good replacement to the Haywire with a bit more angular motion. For Greg, he drilled it to slow down all that traction just a bit, and with his tilt you can see the difference in downlane motion between his and mine. Nevertheless, he just got in and threw it away with no real fear it wouldn't come back. Roto Grip and Storm balls have that almost innate guarantee they will come back, which gives you the confidence to open up. Let's quickly talk about value. For house shot value, we gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Just like the No Rules Exist, the Show Off does like some oil. I had to give this one a higher value because it is so much less expensive. Still, value is a formula of usability versus price. And honestly, to repeat what we said about the Exist, if you're speed dominant or if you're rev speed matched in less than 45 degrees of rotation, or you have some tilt, the ball is going to be really usable on medium house conditions. With his higher rev rate and low tilt, Sean quickly realized there's no place but no man's land to play this ball. He got into between 5th and 6th arrow and wheeled it, and the Show Off always came back. He had a defined transition at the break point as the ball really drove. Final thoughts, the Roto Grip Show Off is really all about traction and drive. I'm still shocked that Roto Grip put a ball like this with a new core and an HP2 line. It basically shifts the control strong symmetric Haywire replacement into the lower line. You could argue the Daredevil Trick is the control symmetric, and it is. If you had to line them up, it would be the Show Off as the strongest with the most downlane motion, Haywire would be next, then the Daredevil Trick being the most even. Hopefully the cover will last, but if you want an aggressive ball on the cheap, I can't think of another ball this strong at this price point. In terms of miss room, for Sean and I, it was pretty much don't miss in, as it has no chance to hold. Honestly, I didn't miss much at all again with this ball, but my first ball was a flat 7 with my normal release, as I mentioned earlier. The other miss was actually a wide miss, but you saw that strike earlier. For Sean, misses in are clear in that the ball has no way to hold on. His miss out was him trying to force the ball out with the amount of friction. For Greg, it was more in between. It's partly his release and partly the layout. Misses out for him didn't recover. As a sneak peek, what I can tell you is this ball was a total beast for me on the 52-foot Badger pattern.
Thank you for watching Tamer Bowling Video Ball Reviews.